Indiegogo did not exist 10 years ago. The ability to raise capital, to be able to go to a market and find somebody who believed in your product and get them to give you money for a prototype or for a badge or a t-shirt, did not exist. 10 years ago, if you needed to start a lifestyle company, you had to mortgage your home because an angel group wouldn't fund it, a venture group wouldn't fund it, nobody would do it, and you couldn't even advertise that you're trying to do it. It didn't exist. So now we have access to capital. Just 2 years ago, thankfully, the SEC changed the rules on capital, and the Jobs Act stuff is starting to roll out. So not only can you now get other people to buy your products early, you can actually now crowdfund equity. That has not existed since about 1932, when the SEC came in and said you can't take advertising out of newspapers anymore. It's a fundamental shift. I actually don't think the venture capital community and others fully understand how radical of a solution set that is going to be for startup companies. It's amazing. We've actually already raised over $5 million this way just in the last 2 or 3 years, once it became viable. Access to markets. So now we have Etsy. That didn't exist. I mean, eBay did, but it didn't exist in the same kind of way that we do today. So let me put this into economic speak. It's called friction. Anytime that you're unable to do something or you had to jump over high bars, there was an incredible amount of friction in the system for startups, particularly hardware startups, to get started. But now we have TechShop that can actually help you on the hardware side. You have access to knowledge, community, and tools. You have almost friction-free access to markets, almost friction-free access to capital, and now we have these amazing things like this kind of an event where you can get in front of your peers, you can show off what you're doing, and you can raise the first $50,000 you need, and then hang out for 9 months and perfect it. Everything has changed. Welcome to ground zero. Welcome to the revolution. If you're interested in hardware, which you are by definition, this is a room full of geeks, right? Absolutely. This is a complete room full of geeks. If you're interested in hardware, this is the easiest time in all of human history to start a hardware company. 1, 2, 3, boom! Let me explain what this means. 10 years ago, call it maybe 1 million entities or corporations or large funding organizations could actually afford to start a hardware company, about maybe 1 million. Over the next decade, as we drop these kinds of activities and maker spaces open across the US and the SEC final regulations go through and people start understanding what crowdfunding means and you're able to continue to reach folks through Facebook and social media, we're going to have 100 million people with access to the tools, the knowledge, the capital, the markets that they need to start something. 100 million. 1, 2, 3. Boom! What does that mean? If you can imagine it, you can build it. Welcome to the revolution. 1, 2, 3. Boom!